5 ways that professional hairstylists can gain clientele, and in my opinion, we've got to do at least 3 of them. One of the services that I offer with Torigano Education is one-on-one coaching, either through Zoom or through phone or in person. And when I talk to hairdressers, an overturning challenge that I've heard for years is marketing. Gaining clientele, it's client acquisition, lead content or action that could bring in interest of clientele, and then holding on to clients. Yes, I work a lot with people on their technical training. You see that here on this channel. But salons and salon suites are closing, not because people aren't talented and they can't do hair. It's because of money. It's lack of clientele, which ultimately is lack of awareness of what they do in their business wherever they are in the world, and lack of marketing is the root problem. Listen, I get it. We're creatives, and in cosmetology school, most of them don't talk about customers. They don't talk about clients. We don't talk about social media or offline marketing. So when we actually open up our businesses, get our chair or our salon suite, the focus is creativity. It's how to do better styling. It's how to cut better, color better, silk press, weave, extensions, locks. It's about the creativity in our business and not the business in our business. That's something we gotta learn on the job. So that's why my channel, I wanna show more than just the technical training. I wanna have videos like this that talk about the business side of being a professional hairstylist. The number 1 way that we can gain clients is what I hear most often. It's referrals. Now, I don't know if it's always a referral program, like a hole punch card or some type of system. The belief of the artist most times is, my skill set, my hairstyles, my talent is so good, my customers will tell other customers. And that does happen. But that's kind of the extent of the marketing plan. It's that Barbara will tell Brenda, or Tasha will tell Toya. And it's really not the stylist who has a plan for marketing. It's assuming that my friends, family, or customers will refer other people to come to my business. And although that does happen to gain clientele, do not depend on that being your primary way to gain clients in your business in the modern day era. Customers just flat out are seeing too many things. Not only offline with marketing and billboards and television and radio still pumping out advertisements for all kind of things all day long, but now 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, your client and mine is on their phone, on their computer, on their iPad, or on their tablet, seeing all different kind of people that's doing the exact same thing that we're doing. So even if Tanya tells Toya about your business, how many other things are being bombarded onto her to be able to switch her mind from what the referral was to actually getting in your chair? So referrals do work, but let's talk about the other 4. The second way pro hairstylists, or really any business, can get clients is cold calling, or cold email, or cold DM. Why is it called cold? Because we gotta come to grips with, our business will thrive from strangers. We love our family. We love our siblings and our cousins and our parents and aunts and church members and neighborhood folk, but they can't be your clientele only. There's gotta be people that need your services that we don't know, that you don't have a relationship with, that they meet you as who you are as a professional, which means we've gotta talk to strangers. Newsflash, we're in sales. I know it doesn't feel that way because we're creatives and we're artists, but we're in the sales business. And sales, for years and years and years, there was something called cold calling. You would literally get a list and you would call strangers. And you'd say, hi, my name is Raymond Torigano and I sell vacuums. And I was wondering, and boop, and they may hang up on you. And you gotta call the next person. Hi, my name is Raymond Torigano, and I was wondering if you guys have a vacuum in your home or a vacuum in your business. And you might go through 100 cold calls, and maybe 25 would be interested, and maybe 10 would actually buy the vacuum. That was business. Then email came, and that same process went through email. Large email lists or blasts were sent out, and you'd see how many people would respond back. Now we've got something with social media where a dozen different online platforms have a direct message feature, like your email box, like your phone call, like your mailbox in front of your home. And you could message people. Some of you guys, I may have messaged over the years and say, hey, check out my online education subscription for professional hairstylists. Check out the features and benefits and see if it's something that could benefit your brand or business. I'd love for you to subscribe. If you decide to, welcome to the tribe in advance. And I have to do that. And you've got to do it, at least if this is one of the options that you choose, to approach strangers and cold call, cold email, or cold DM and say, check out what I have to offer. Now I know this goes into where it feels a little sticky or dirty, like we're selling. But it's not selling, it's recommending or offering or suggesting, but we've got to approach people for marketing. Number 3, paid ads. Now here we've seen over time, and it's evolved into digital, but there were billboards that I paid for in the past in my salon. There were television segments that I was involved in, radio drops, paying the DJ underneath the table. There were a dozen different ways in traditional marketing that I had to, prior to social media, pay advertising. And the word advertise means to turn away, meaning people are going about their life, taking care of their families, going to work, and we've got to like interject in their life and make them turn away and say, hey, consider my product, my good, my service, or my business. Now this may not feel as intrusive as calling somebody cold, because seemingly we put the billboard up and maybe they'll respond and you can walk away. What we maybe swap out in the uncomfortable feeling of calling somebody that's a stranger, you have to now pay with money. And they've gotten a little bit more expensive than maybe back in the day. So you have to allot a certain amount inside of your salon business or suite or chair and have a budget for Instagram ads or Facebook ads or YouTube ads or TikTok or Google ads. Some kind of way you've got to pay a certain amount of money, and it's no absolute guarantee that you'll get a return on that investment. I encourage you, if that's going to be one of the methods that you choose, do your own research or find someone that understands paid ads so you can get a return that you enjoy. Maybe put up $1,000 a month and you get back $3,000 in business. What we don't want is to spend $1,000 or $2,000 in marketing and we don't see but $500 back or nothing at all. So paid marketing, it's a gamble. Find one that works for you, and this is definitely a viable way. Number 4, affiliates or partners. Take these headphones right here. I'm using these to edit some content right now. Or my water bottle. Looks pretty manly, right? My wife has all of the Stanleys. I got this one, it's a little bit more boyish. This company could pay me to talk about their mug, to talk about their headphones, to talk about their merchandise, clothing, or hoodie to my community. Let's say maybe my community is the ideal customer for these headphones. And the company says, I don't know how to reach your community, Ray. So if you speak about it and you use the coupon code that we give you, and your customer comes inside of our store or goes to our website and purchase these headphones, we'll give you a percentage or commission split. We'll reward you as an affiliate or a partner for marketing our product or service. This has been happening from the dawn of time. We used to call it celebrity endorsement, like athletes or actors or models. Now we see it in the form of content creators, influencers on social media. This is a real thing. People are making incredible revenue, leveraging their lifestyle and their ability to translate about a product, good, or service to partner with another business. That may be something that you do even as a salon stylist or a salon owner. Find somebody that has influence, that has an audience or community that is identical to your potential client, and then partner with them. Still got to pay them, and then they can translate the message of your business, and that can be a wonderful way that you can gain new clients for your salon business. Lastly, and maybe the newest or the rookie to the ball game, is content creating or attracting people that are already on social media, online, on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and utilizing content to describe and to begin to storytell about what you offer in your salon. Now, although I hear this as an option of many hairdressers, people are hesitant to be themselves, to open up. I hear words like scared or fear. Ray, I don't know if I can do it. Going live makes me nervous. I don't know about starting a YouTube channel. I'll tell you this, 2 of the ways on this list, it involves you paying. Paid ads, affiliates and partners, referral, cold calling, and content creating. It doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to necessarily get a big boy camera. You can use your phone and start to record video or audio or use photography or use written content. Visual storytelling is a much more attractive way to gain customers for the kind of business that we do. Whether you're a salon stylist looking for customers in your chair, or you're a stylist that has education and your customer base is other hairdressers or beauty professionals. I'm a huge advocate for content creating. In 2009, a friend of mine showed me YouTube, and it not only changed my career, I gotta admit, it changed my life. It showed me how I could control the narrative. I could have my hands on the steering wheel. So I learned editing, and I learned photography, and I learned videography, and I began to start a YouTube channel like I am now. I just celebrated my 15th year on YouTube, which is really mind-blowing to think. But of course, that led to other platforms like Instagram or Facebook. Rest in peace to Periscope. We have now platforms like TikTok, there's Snapchat, Pinterest, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your own website or blog. We literally, with these digital devices, can jump online for free and just spend time creating content that's like a magnet that draws people in to give them value. My encouragement is to not make your content like commercials that are constantly saying, buy with me, book with me, link in the bio. But give them value, like this video here, to say, hey, maybe this can help you in your life. So at the end of the video, like I'm about to do now, it's justifiable to say, hey, if this video was helpful for you, I'd love for you to check out the link inside of this bio to be a part of my online education subscription called the Tribe Membership. That's not only loaded with step-by-step tutorials and training for your haircuts, your hair color, silk press, and texture, but there's also business videos like this one that show you how to have better brands and better business inside of your salon suite or salon chair. Thank you guys for viewing the video. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.